Hello and welcome to Hank's Place. Preachers, when preaching about grace, may preface this wonderful word with another word, greasy. Beware, they say, it's a license to sin. Well, there may be people out there looking to justify their outrageous behavior by invoking a reference to God's grace, but honestly, pride, arrogance, rebellion, self-will, they don't need excuses or crutches, do they? Now, does God's grace need a set of rails to stay on track? I tell you, any rule additions leads to falling from grace. Paul cautioned us, Galatians 5:4. And soon, rather than rejoicing in the goodness of God, that person will find themselves depressed, anxious, failing to measure up to all those rules. I tell you, God's grace needs no help from us with rules, my friend. Let's focus for a moment on God's loving kindness, showered upon us for no deserving reason, but because it is who God is. He chooses to relate to us in loving kindness. Now, how does a person know when they have come to receive, to grasp, to understand by experience God's loving kindness? I use the word reciprocity. That means returning in kind of the same kind. For example, 1 John 4:19. We love, for he first loved us. Before we could love with selfless 1 Corinthians 13 love, we needed to receive, to experience the love of God. If you're struggling with loving someone today, don't try harder at it, but take a moment, well, maybe longer than a moment, and receive the love of God for yourself. He loves you. Then you will have something to give away, and it will come supernaturally. Back to God's loving kindness showered upon us. If it's not returned freely in gratitude, we have not understood or received internally the nature of that loving kindness that was showered on us in the first place. So, a Christian who speaks judgment everywhere may not as yet come to understand the love of God for themselves. Someone who would attempt to take advantage of God's grace really has no understanding of the true nature of God's grace. So my dear friend, today, taste and see that the Lord is good, Psalms 34:8. Drink deeply from the river of his delights, Psalms 36:8. Revel in his love, experience his grace for yourself, and you'll have much to give away to help others come alive.